starting to get shallower right here. Moving pretty fast though. The water's a little bit higher, but it's moving a lot faster than we were anticipating. It's only about 2 hours after high tide, so we're gonna give it about half an hour and see if it drops anymore or at least settles down. We could cross. As soon as I got to that middle bit, it was starting to raise already, so we could get across as it is now. Just to be a bit safer, I think we're gonna leave it for half an hour, make sure Danny is comfortable to cross. The power of two. Rainbow. Oh, welcome to the west coast of the Kahurangi National Park. Successfully did the first water crossing, which is actually the easiest one. We've got 3 more to go, and they do get progressively more difficult, but the tide also gets lower as you get closer to Big River, which we're aiming to hit at about 1:50 p.m. It's about 10:20 now, so we've given ourselves lots of time to get there, and that's the motto for this weekend, is time. Everything is very time sensitive because we have to hit the crossings as close to low tide as possible. So we have to take a bit of a quicker pace than we usually do, but we have given ourselves a bit of extra time so I can get some filming in there. This whole track is a bit of a logistical nightmare, but we'll get into that at the end of the video. For right now, let's just enjoy these views. This is the journey to the Kahurangi Lighthouse Keepers Hut. Let's check it out. We've got river crossing number 2, and we should be on the coast after this. What a house! In the middle of nowhere! Need your support. Definitely shallower. Second crossing done, 2 more to go. And now we've got about 7 kilometers of beach walking. That's moving fast. Oh, shit. Crossing number 3 done. One more to go, the biggest one. Conveniently called Big River. We were really worried about that one because all the reports said it had sinking sand as soon as you started crossing it. Some people sunk up to their thighs, but it was completely fine. Hasn't been the exact stroll along the beach we were hoping for. It's quite you actually got to kind of work with a big headwind, but still very beautiful. Finally feel like I can relax. The crossings are done. There's no more pressure now. Got about an hour walk to the hut, and then we can just chill. And then the stress starts again tomorrow, but not till the afternoon. Tomorrow morning we can just hang out, go check out the lighthouse. Whew. And then tomorrow we listen to Dania and go to her crossing, which would have been shallower. Yeah, look at those Nico palms. Nico palms. Forgot how draining beach walking can be. My legs. Oh, probably didn't help that I didn't wear shoes the whole time. Oh, so this is it. Gets too hot and starts working. This is massive. Whoa. She wasn't lying. It's hot water. Don't know how. Don't know what. Whoa, that's actually like hot. What is this magic? What is this sorcery? Oh, that's so good. That was harder than I thought it was going to be. Beach walking's rough.
Oh yeah. Definitely sandblasted off a layer of skin.
Oh man. That sand, that wind, and the sand was just like daggers into your skin. Yeah, that was like kind of intense. Super exposed. The water crossings really weren't that bad, but the beach walking was not like, oh, this is going to be a nice little stroll down the beach. It's like,
Weather dependent.
yeah, far out. But, now we just get to chill for about an hour until that sun goes down. Chill out for a little bit longer, then see if we can find a path to the lighthouse. I think we got to do a bit of climbing. Beautiful day. Well, we've officially been cut off from the rest of New Zealand. High tide is insane how much it's come up. Further down the beach, all the waves are crashing up against the cliffs. So this little stream here, we believe, is Camp Creek. So this should be somewhat of a path leading up into the hill. At least that's what we're gonna try. Can't really tell on the camera, but there is some poles off in the distance. There's a bit of a track heading down that way, and then it should be marked to the lighthouse. It's a little overgrown, but pretty well defined and easy to follow. The track was easy to follow until we hit the poles, and now it's a bit of a choose your own adventure. The ground is very divoted. And all of a sudden the markers stop, but you just head towards the coast and What do we see? Nothing. We see nothing. Maybe you're supposed to go down there and walk along? The lighthouse is not a far distance from the hut, but this is not easy to find at all. Well, it was easy. Now it's getting a bit sketchy. We can see it though, it's just on the other side of this hill. All right, that's all you get. I don't think getting up close is gonna provide anything different, and getting back is already gonna be difficult as it is. We've left at 12:15. Low tide is at about 3 p.m. We've given ourselves plenty of time to get to Big River before low tide, but we are going to try and cross it at least an hour before. And probably only take us about an hour, hour and a half to get there, depending on how much I film. The sun's setting at about 5 o'clock right now, so depending what time we can cross Big River, we might not get to the last crossing until dark. But that's all right. We've got our tent just in case we need to camp out and wait until morning. Otherwise, we're just going to be retracing our steps all the way back. It's an absolutely gorgeous day, and with the wind at our backs, it should be a much more enjoyable walk back. Let's enjoy this beautiful and rugged, windswept West Coast.
Wake in the morning with a coffee cup. The little things are enough. Next to you and I feel okay. Close our eyes and drift away. And you say, I love you every day in the sun and pouring rain. If I'm with you,
Well, it only took us 45 minutes, so we might be waiting for a while. It is so high. We pretty much hit it yesterday right on low tide, and this is about 2 hours before low tide. So probably gonna have to wait like at least an hour, and then hopefully we can get across. Low tide today is lower than yesterday. This edge is where we walked around yesterday. It's so much higher. This front section looks way higher than it did yesterday, but the back looks kind of the same. Yeah, this is all the same. That back kind of looks the same as well. So, I don't know. We might go just test it, but we're probably gonna have to wait. This appears to be way shallower than it was yesterday.
Oh yeah. This is way shallower.
Go. So I think it's just that front section. The mouth must take so long to drop. But up in the estuary, it must drop a lot faster because it's all kind of a similar height. This is so much shallower than yesterday. Oh, we did. So yesterday's low tide was 0.75 and today's low tide is 0.59. So it's not like a huge difference, but I don't know, almost a third of a meter. So, that was so much calmer, so much shallower. I think we crossed at a better point as well, but yeah, for anyone that's like wants to do this, pretty much just cross with these rocks. So the tractor is right there in that bay. Just walk up to these rocks and then walk straight across. And I think that's probably the safest place to cross.
Slippery.
That's so gross. Since we saved a bit of time, we might as well talk a little bit about the logistics right now. Tomorrow is a full moon, has the biggest discrepancy between low tide and high tide. The previous time we've looked at doing this walk, low tide was like 1 meter, sometimes 1.5 meters, and high tide wasn't that much higher. So that must have been like in a half moon cycle. I think you want to do it either full moon or new moon, where it has the biggest discrepancy between the tides. The fact that we were able to cross that 2 hours before low tide bodes pretty well for the rest of the crossings. Not that they're that difficult. Whew. Perfect. course, the benefit of doing it on a long weekend is there's tons of people coming along that road. And we got picked up and driven the entire way. Just happened to be a New Zealand family that lived in Perth for 11 years, so we had lots to chat about. So we've made it back in record time. That was the Kahurangi Point Lighthouse, Keepers Hut, Cottage House, however you want to call it. So glad we got to do it. And glad you got to enjoy it with us. We'll see you in the next one.